It's the biggest diplomatic gathering in the world, with delegations from all the countries that are members of the United Nations. In 2.5 years, heading the UN, Secretary-General Antonio Guterres has made great efforts to resolve the world's most deadly conflicts, but with little progress. In an interview for Al Jazeera's Planet SOS, he told me he wants the focus of this year's high-level week on an issue he says is even more important: climate.
The threat of each of these conflicts is to a certain extent localized, and climate change became a global threat for humankind and a global threat for the planet. And things are evolving in such a way that climate change became an accelerator of conflict.
With tension growing between the US, Saudi Arabia and Iran, the situation in the Gulf will be high on the agenda. And one of the UN's most experienced diplomats told me, with so many key players in the same place at the same time, there could be important developments.
Things can move very fast, and it would be foolish to rule something out on grounds of ideology when, as you say, you've got all these world leaders and foreign ministers together. It does mean that reactions can be very swift and initiatives can be taken privately without having to have the full publicity of a leader fly in or go somewhere.
Every year, the General Assembly week gets busier and busier.
Today, the count is 91 heads of state, 6 vice presidents, 45 heads of government, 5 deputy prime ministers. The number of meetings requested has now climbed to 630.
This part of the UN, the visitors' lobby, is normally open to the public, but during the high-level week, it's one of the most secure places on Earth. All around the UN, temporary rooms have been set up. These are what are known as bilateral booths. You can see the leather chairs, the table. There's room here for 2 or more delegations to meet at short notice if necessary, in some privacy. Organising this event is a mammoth operation. Insiders have told me just getting the motorcades of presidents, prime ministers and foreign ministers here so they can speak back to back on the podium is an operation akin to air traffic control. James Bays, Al Jazeera of the United Nations.